Welcome aboard the 2025 Targa 32 OB. I'm Andrew Porter from East Coast Yacht Sales, and we are aboard this awesome new model from Targa with twin Mercury V10 400s. Let's go for a walkthrough tour on this awesome new boat. Starting at the back of the Targa 32, I'm standing on one of the two swim platforms. Symmetrical port and starboard swim platforms, great for swimming, boarding from a dock, boarding from a dinghy or a launch, just comfortable, easy. It's a nice size space back here. You've also got a swim ladder that is retractable that tucks in under this port side swim platform, a handle for helping you get out of the water, and a freshwater swim shower right here for rinsing off when you do get out of the water. This is the heart of this boat. This is what makes the Targa 32 OB what it is. These are the Mercury XXL Verado 400 horsepower. They are awesome, new from Mercury, amazing boats, amazing power plants, fast, efficient, fun, the sweet spot of the Mercury line. We're really excited about these. I love these engines. 400 horse hanging off the back of this, so much fun. So as you come back through here, there is enough room to get through when the engines are down. We'll show you with the engines up. It gets a little tighter, but you can still get through here, so you could board the boat when the engines were up or down. Coming into the cockpit, you have two gates. They swing both directions. In the open position, it's a very wide opening way to get aboard the boat. And then in the closed position, there's a very positive latch there, and it is a very secure, you're in enclosed here for dogs or kids. It's actually a very safe and secure way to close off the back of the cockpit. So as you move forward here, a couple things to notice. These are the stainless steel powder coated rails. So this is one of the choices from Targa. You can do this in stainless steel powder coated, or you can do this in teak. In both options, they are this nice, wide, solid, substantial rail. It's beautiful, it fits the boat, it gives you a sense of strength and a sense of sort of robustness that goes along with the rest of the boat. I really like these. These are the stainless steel powder coated ones. Along the rail, we've added, as an option on this particular boat, these burn wind mounts. These are stainless steel, beautiful pieces of kit. They're basically a base that can accept a whole load of other mounts. So cutting board, fishing rod holders, grills. The Magma grill pops right in there, so you're grilling outside. We have 4 of them along the rail on this boat. We love them. They're kind of cool. High engineering, really nice stainless steel spec, beautiful stuff. You'll also notice above me, we have the aft sun awning deployed. Simple, which makes it nice, which makes it usable. It is 2 poles, 1 aft port, 1 aft starboard. They set right down into sockets, and then you've got a rope tensioning system. It's that simple, and because it's so simple, you'll take the time to put it up and use it. Not meant for while you're out running at speed, but once you get to where you're going, you set it up and it's really great shade. Makes it a nice relaxing space back here. Also in the aft cockpit, just to point out the seating, port and starboard long bench seats and 1 aft facing bench seat against the back of the pilot house. One of the things we notice when people are cruising on power boats is it can get hot back here. So sitting outboard on the side allows the wind to come down the side of the house. So this is probably one of the cooler spots in the back of the boat. I'm getting the wind coming right down the side deck, and I'm sort of out in the breeze because we're at a mooring, so we're facing the wind. A lot of storage in here. So under this starboard bench seat, we've got lines, fenders, gear storage, cleaning products. Similar port side, more storage back there. We also have a seawater and a freshwater hose hookup. So for a washdown, you could be using saltwater, seawater, or freshwater out of the tanks to do whatever you needed to do. Whether you were fishing, you could use saltwater to clean up scales and blood. Freshwater if you wanted to rinse everything down and get the salt off after a long day. Really nice stuff. Also along the back of the boat here, we have our waste deck fill. So that's for pumping out the waste tank, which is down in the machinery space. And on the other side, we have a diesel fill. So there's a small diesel tank on the boat that does the diesel water heater, as well as the diesel heater for the interior of the boat, diesel air heater. So there's a small diesel tank, not to be confused with the gas, which powers the engines. Speaking of engines, Mercury's JPO system is this joystick. It is a joystick piloting system from Mercury, proprietary stuff. Top of the line, we love the JPO system. We have added a second station at the back of the boat, port side, So from here, I'm looking all the way forward to the bow. I can see the edge of the boat. So if I was pulling into a dock, I could just be right here. And with the side opening gate, I am literally an arm's length away from the dock. Whether I'm here, I could reach over, drop a line on a cleat, hand something, or hop off once I got to the dock. So that's right here on the port side aft. When we get inside, we'll show you there's another one at the helm, which is starboard side. So you're kind of covering both sides of the boat with the JPO. In addition to getting the whole port side of the boat for docking, I can actually also see all the way forward. So if I left a dock and then was in a tight harbor and a tight marina, I could actually drive out from here with a full forward side view. Also just sort of points out the fact that there's this big, beautiful glass. This is a slide opening window at the back of the pilot house. And then of course the aft door. So this is an option on the Targas, which we love. Creates flow, creates airflow, way to get in and out, plus the two side doors. So we love both the opening window and the aft door. At the base of the door is a large drained storage locker, just another piece of the puzzle that Targa fit in to give you more storage, indoor, outdoor. That one's below deck right at the aft door. I also just wanted to mention these aft facing bench seats in the cockpit are drop down. So very positive latches, so for very safe when they're up, but we can drop those down, creates a little bit more space in the cockpit. And then when you get to opening these hatches for the machinery space, you'll want them in down position so the hatches can come all the way up. We'll take a look in there a little later. Let's go to the side decks. Full walk around side decks, symmetrical port and starboard. As I'm walking up here, you can see I'm a full-size human. I'm full width, it's comfortable. I've got the big stainless steel rail on the side, hip height, so I'm safe, I'm comfortable walking forward. Spring cleat here, so if you were docking from inside the boat, you've got the door that you can reach right out and use that as a spring cleat. Nice feature. Sliding door, which I just opened, really nice feature. And then as you keep moving forward, more rails, and then you're basically up here on the bow. This is one of our favorite features of the Targa options. This is the bow seating. We've fit 8 people up here before comfortably, and it's yet another space on the boat. Aft cockpit, forward seating area, and inside. A lot of options, a lot of choices. If you were sitting up here, adults were up here, and kids were back aft fishing, you know, hooks flying around in the back of the boat, kids swimming, you can be up here and totally in a separate section of the boat, independent, a little bit of privacy, separation. So really nice. There is a base for a table mount up here in the forward bow seating area. So a removable post with a table. So you could do cocktails, appetizers, breakfast, awesome breakfast spot up here. And with the forward sun awning up, I'm 6'3", so there's about 6'5" of headroom here. And I'm at the forward end of the boat while I'm on the mooring, so the breeze is just pouring in here. It's cool, I'm in the shade. It's an awesome spot up here. It's actually one of our favorite parts of the boat. We love it. A neat feature, starboard side under the starboard seat here is a fridge freezer. So this is a stainless steel insulated box, fridge and freezer with fridge controls and freezer controls there. It's a draining fridge. So you could use this as a freezer if you were on a long cruise. You could keep some meat and whatever in here, fish, bait, whatever you were trying to do, freezer or fridge outside the boat so it complements the one that's inside. More storage to port, more storage forward. This one is perfect for fenders and lines if you wanted to keep some of those at the front of the boat and some of those at the back. Quite a large storage in there, plenty of room for all your stuff. Access to the anchor locker. So this is a really nice feature for using this Lumar electric anchor. You can see the chain and the road. The switch for operation is right here. I'm up here operating this, I can see everything and I can do it while I'm right here visually looking at it. There's also an up-down button at the helm, so you could operate it from back there with eyes on it and you could be 10 feet away and be doing the same thing. Right next to the anchor locker is another freshwater and saltwater washdown hookup. So hose plug, these are the push fitting style. So it's a click and push hose, and then you can be hitting the anchor as it's coming up, getting all the mud and the seaweed off, keeping it off the boat up there. All the way forward, big bow cleats, mooring cleats with these fair leads. So we're sitting on a mooring right now, and that's nice and secure, very safe, going through that, perfect setup. And then this is the bow boarding ladder. So this flips over the bow of the boat. In the Nordic countries, they love to pull up right to an island or a rock, and you can put that down and literally step off the boat. We don't do it much here, but when you do it, you feel very cool that you have that forward ladder. Let's continue around to the port side deck. Coming along here, a couple interesting things to point out. Water fill forward here on the edge of the housetop. Fuel fill here. Couple of vents, other things here. Interesting grate, nice detail from Targa. It's a stainless steel grate that covers that scupper, so you're not gonna lose the dog's tennis ball or whatever. It's not gonna go out over the sides. Coming down the side deck, the other side opening door, the ladder for going up top. Let's check it out. So this is a big hardtop area. This is not the flybridge model, so we end up with all this real estate up here and a lot of stuff goes on. A couple of the most important things, the big opening hatch that lets light and ventilation down into the pilot house. I've also got 3 amazing solar panels up here. Any amount of sunlight, they are always trickling some power into the batteries on this boat. Awesome for your excursions when you're out for days or even weeks or months. You need that solar power to keep you ticking. Work light fore and aft, 3 massive LED spotlights, a remote controlled movable spotlight, Kallenberg air horns, the radar arch with the Garmin radar, and you've got your aft nav lights and your VHF antennas back aft. It's a huge piece of real estate up here. Storage for the awning poles. You could probably even store some other stuff up here, stand-up paddle boards, maybe an inflatable dinghy. The world's your oyster on top of this beautiful hardtop. Let's go down and go inside this Targa 32. The interior. Targa 32 interior is rich. There's a feel, like a comfortable, warm feel in here. While not being over the top, it's still a very accessible interior. All the way up at the front here is the galley. So it is a simple galley, but it does exactly what it says it does. There's a freshwater sink, hot and cold, and we also have a saltwater tap. So if you wanted to do dishes in salt water and then rinse them in fresh, you're saving a ton of your freshwater tank water. More of a cruising option. A lot of the things we did on this boat is for people who are going to be going on excursions on their boat, days or even weeks or even months, and saving that tank water is important, so the salt water is good in the sink. This is a Kenyan induction 2-burner cooktop. So with the induction pans, you are getting really efficient heating, quick boiling water and all that. Interesting, thinking of the cruising mentality, that's using battery power. This boat does not have a generator, so we have 3 lithium batteries, and that is plenty to use things like an induction cooktop. You also have a convection oven and microwave. So you're fully functional with a galley, all electrical, coming out of the batteries. You're out for days, if not weeks. You're keeping the batteries full under most circumstances pretty easily. Moving over to the starboard side, we get to the helm. It's a really comfortable space. It is very familiar in the Targa world. It has a lot of the features that we've come to expect, but we'll go through all of them. The seat is a shock absorber seat. I was skeptical of a shock absorber seat, but even on a calm day, just the little bit of cushion that it gives you as you're running makes a long day just that much more pleasant. It really is kind of a cool feature that I've come to like. It is adjustable backrest, adjustable fore and aft, so you can kind of find a good position for wherever you're driving. You'll notice there's a footrest down here. So with my feet, I can just pull this out, and I've got a nice bracing footrest for when I'm underway. Goes back in and is a friction catch forward, out of the way, really functional, comfortable. Beautiful satin finish teak rimmed wheel. It's eye-catching, it's a really beautiful piece of kit. It is adjustable, and the entire console is adjustable in different settings. So I can get set up with my armrests, with the wheel, and I'm comfortable for a long day. I could be going on autopilot for a while and just kind of be sitting back. We also have our controls at the armrest for the plotter. probably not a necessity for a lot of people, but it's really convenient. Like I said, for a long day, for a moving day, when you're out cruising and you're going 4 or 6 or 8 hours, it's really nice to have that at your fingertips. Zoom in, zoom out, see where you're going, pan around on the electronic chart, and that's right here at your fingertips on the armrest. The rest of the Helm is what I would consider Targa standard. It's beautifully laid out. Everything is where I expect it to be. These are the Mercury sticks. So twin stick for the twin engine. All of the latest Mercury equipment there. JPO, so this is the primary JPO joystick for the boat. If you're driving, piloting from inside, this is the joystick I would use for moving around. This is a side power proportional bow thruster. It is integrated with the JPO, which is one of Mercury's newer things that they've integrated into the JPO. But now, if you want to pivot the boat or go sideways, the engines will do what they need to do to move the back of the boat, and the side power bow thruster is integrated, so it'll give an assist so that the boat will move perfectly sideways or pivot within its own axis. Integrated really well. 3 independent windshield wipers on the 3 windows up front. Also have washers on those. If you're out on a nasty day or if you're taking spray, you've got clean windshields while you're running. This is the zip wake control right here. So zip wake is an interceptor style trim tab system. It has auto functions for auto pitch and auto roll, which is the setting that we're in right now. So as you're out running, it has a little gyroscope so it knows kind of what the boat's doing, and it will actively move the interceptors on the back of the boat to keep you at the settings for pitch and roll that you've put in to the zip wake system. It also has the ability with this wheel to just roll the wheel down more like a traditional trim tab, where if you want bow down, you can roll that wheel forward and the bow will come down, so you can adjust that manually as well. Bunch of switches and controls up here, standard stuff for horn and pumps and nav equipment and VHF, everything sort of where you would expect it here. A road counter right here. So this is for the Lumar windlass up forward, and this is counting how many feet go out when you're out anchoring, so you know about how much road is in the water. Moving up top, so this is sort of your upper view when you are driving. This is a dedicated Mercury screen, and then we have 2 Garmin screens here which complement the big 16-inch Garmin screen down here. So these 2 little guys are right now displaying engine data, speed, fuel, but they are fully functioning Garmin plotters. So you can come in here and basically put up anything that you want up there that you have on the big one, and you can use them as different displays to cover different pieces of information that you need. This is a Garmin multifunction, so right now we've got depth and speed on it. A couple more switches. These are some of the cool, these are WEMA standard gauges, so fuel, water, and waste. I think these are actually kind of classy and pretty cool. And a Fusion stereo to port there. Everybody's basically using Bluetooth now, so easy to connect to, and then you've got speakers throughout the boat, inside, outside, you know, a proper modern Fusion stereo. VHF is up here within arm's reach, and I can see it. Everything I would expect in a 2025 Targa, and it's all right here at the helm station. There's also some nice storage up at the helm. There's a drawer down below the footrest just for sucking up gear. There is a trash can right there, which a lot of boats forget, and it's nice to have a dedicated trash can. Port side under the companion seat, great storage in these 2 drawers. And then these 2 drawers over here are really nice. So look at the detail and the construction here for mugs. All of that all has a place. Plates and bowls and cutlery. It's well done, it's well executed, it's beautiful, and everything's got a home. Up on center line here is a little more storage, some cup holders, gear storage, pens, pencils, navigation stuff. Here's the cover for the Garmin screen. You can put charts in here. And then under this, you're gonna get access to the forward cabin. And we come down to 6-foot standing headroom in the forward cabin and a big V-berth. So this is a totally legitimate bed for 2 adults in the V-berth setup. On this particular boat, we also worked with Targa to create a filler for right here. It leaves some standing room here. The filler is mounted right up here. Sets in here. I've got a filler cushion, drops in place. So you get a massive queen or larger bunk when you're down here with the filler in place. So either way, easy sleeping for 2 adults. Shelving outboard on both sides, a big storage locker there and some storage under the berths. A comfy, cozy cabin. You've got ventilation here, air conditioning vents down here, lighting, reading lights, everything you'd expect. Very comfortable, well executed. Love this bow cabin. 2 things as we move back in the pilot house is this overhead hatch. Light, ventilation, airflow. It's a manual closure, so there's no mechanics, no electrics, nothing to break, and it's big. It's a massive hatch. We also have a bug screen in that position, and we have a blackout screen for shade in that position. We've got the fridge right here. So 12-volt fridge under the Helm seat. That's the indoor fridge. We already saw the exterior forward fridge, which is also a freezer. Between the two, plenty of space to swallow up your gear. The companion seat here on port is a really nice feature. It's got the fore and aft backrest, forward facing for when you're underway, everybody's together facing the same direction. Rotate the backrest and you've now got sort of social set in a settee format. This is self-explanatory. This is a comfortable, cozy settee with a table. That's a flip down. This is actually nice for drinks so things aren't sliding around or putting knickknacks and pens and stuff in. This table is also high-low. So this can go down to a low setting and you could do a filler and use this as yet another berth. Therefore, 7 in beds, if you really wanted to pack them in. You could do 2, maybe 2 kids, maybe 1 adult up here pretty comfortably. 360-degree visibility, the opening doors forward, the opening window aft, the opening door aft. So you've got light, view, visibility, airflow, air coming down the hatch. What a place to spend a weekend or a week or a month. Over to starboard is a little bar area, really. I mean, this could be a nice little dry bar. It's another little desk area as well, so you can throw a notepad and throw some more gear, knickknacks in there. 2 shelves, great for bottle storage if that's what you wanted to do. More drawers, more storage, just sort of another functional piece of the interior right there, separate from the galley, which was forward. As we move aft, we get to electrical command central. This is a nice setup here. A light switch as you enter the boat for outdoor lighting. The 4 remote battery switches, the house bank, engine, thruster, and windlass battery. This is a Victron energy screen here. So this is managing our electrical loads and displaying all of that for me to understand. You can manage your loads, you can manage your charging, you can manage your batteries. It's all right here on the Victron touchscreen, really nice. This is the air conditioning control. I'm gonna pop this on. So we are not plugged in, we're at a mooring, and I just turned on air conditioning. So you are comfortable and cool, dry air is now blowing throughout the cabin. What could be better than that? Next to this is the Wallace diesel hot water heater. Awesome technology, awesome functionality. We also have the heater. So this is an air heater, diesel fired air heater. So you're getting dry, warm air for the shoulder seasons in spring, fall, or even winter. So you can be using diesel heat, which is a separate system from the diesel water heater, to create warm air in the cabin. A lot of ways for temperature control, climate control inside. Awesome, really, really well thought out. I'm gonna go down below here, 2 steps down to the head and the aft cabin. Big double bed to port, single bed tucked under to starboard. I think that will often get used as a garage for fishing rods and bags and stuff. It is a legitimate single bed right there for 1 adult easily. 2 adults easily here. You've got shelving outboard, shelf here, shelving outboard. 2 port lights on each side, 1 opens on each side. So you've got an opening port light for air on each side of the boat, plus the cabin fans moving air around. AC cooled in here. It's actually cool and dry right now. Beautiful. This is a legitimate second cabin on a 32-foot boat. It works exactly the way they say it does, and it's perfect. Some storage, more shelving here, a big hanging locker aft with more shelving, and then the head. So this is a wet head. So we've got a freshwater flush toilet, a sink and vanity with a mirror, a handheld shower, so you could shower in this space. There is a shower curtain that wraps around. It's a compact, suitable, usable head compartment. On a 32-foot boat, it fits the bill. It's absolutely beautiful. Ventilation, this is a frosted glass port light. Ventilation there, and you've also got an exhaust fan. It's well lit, great space. Coming back out onto the aft deck, we get to check out the machinery space. This is a little bit of techno nerd stuff, but it's an awesome place and it's really well thought out and executed by Targa. 2 fully supported hatches with 2 gas assist shocks per side. Shore power storage bag right there on the starboard lid. 2 fenders stored on the port lid. Looking down into this machinery space, this is what would be the engine compartment on a diesel powered boat. We'd have 1 or probably 2 diesels back here filling up this space. Instead, we have a machinery compartment. It is slightly smaller because we've got slightly larger fuel tankage, so it bumps us back a tiny bit and then leaves us room for everything else we have here. Hot water heater, the diesel water heater, 3 service batteries, 2 start batteries, freshwater pump, saltwater pump, Mercury equipment, steering equipment, solar panel management, remote battery switches. Everything in here is well laid out, well thought out. Electrical is labeled properly. This space is a dream. Seeing the workmanship from Targa, seeing the layout, the labeling, the wiring, it's exquisite. You don't see it every day. It's really well done. That's the Targa 32 OB. Targa 32 with Mercury V10 400s on the back. Fast, fun, efficient in the Targa 32 package. I'm Andrew Porter from East Coast Yacht Sales. This boat is for sale if you're interested in a 2025 Targa 32, or if you have any interest in other Targa models, please feel free to reach out to me. My phone and email are below this video. Subscribe to our channel if you're interested in other Targa content.